The world was still reeling from the Malien incursion. The skies were clear again, but the scars remained, cities in ruins, governments in disarray, and fear gripping the hearts of every human and Zorathian who had witnessed the impossible. The question of who or what the Maliens were remained unanswered, but for Captain Elena Reyes and Commander Vrax, the time for questions was over. They needed answers. 25 years earlier, deep within the Nevada desert, a secret underground laboratory bustled with activity. Dr. Evelyn Carter and Dr. Marcus Hale stood before a reinforced containment chamber, staring at the entity within. Subject Alpha, the first Malien prototype. Its body shimmered like liquid obsidian, adapting its form in eerie silence. "We've done it, Marcus," Evelyn whispered, her voice laced with awe and trepidation. "This is the future." Marcus swallowed hard. "Or our greatest mistake. Have you seen the way it looks at us? It isn't just learning, it's planning." Before Evelyn could respond, alarms blared. The security systems failed. Subject Alpha dissolved into a flowing shadow, slipping through reinforced barriers as if they were nothing. Screams erupted down the hallways as the power flickered. The first Malien had escaped. A security team rushed in, weapons raised. "Contain the breach," shouted the lead guard, but it was too late. Alpha struck with inhuman speed, its form shifting mid-air, lashing out with elongated, razor-sharp limbs. The guards barely had time to scream before they were torn apart. Blood splattered across the pristine white walls. Evelyn grabbed Marcus by the arm. "We need to shut it down. We have to—" But Marcus was frozen, his eyes locked onto Alpha as it turned to face them. For a brief moment there was no violence, only cold, terrifying intelligence in those glowing, multifaceted eyes. Then, in the blink of an eye, Alpha was gone, vanishing into the dark corridors of the facility. Elena stood in the ruins of what was once a bustling New York street, gripping her rifle as her squad searched for survivors. The skeletal remains of skyscrapers loomed overhead, their once proud facades scorched by alien energy blasts. The acrid stench of smoke and charred metal filled the air, mingling with the distant wails of the wounded. Rubble shifted beneath her boots as she moved forward cautiously, scanning the destruction for any sign of movement. Private Daniels was beside her, still shaken from their last encounter with the Maliens. His uniform was torn, his hands trembling slightly as he adjusted his grip on his rifle. "Captain, you really think they're gone?" Daniels asked, his voice barely above a whisper, as if speaking too loudly would invite the horrors back. Elena exhaled, her grip tightening on her weapon. "No," she said grimly. "This was just the beginning. They weren't just attacking us, they were making a statement. And we still don't know what that statement is." The remnants of their squad carefully navigated through the devastation, checking for any survivors. A faint, weak cough drew Elena's attention. She hurried toward the sound and found a young woman, barely clinging to life beneath the rubble of a collapsed structure. Blood matted her dark hair, and her wide, terrified eyes reflected the trauma of what she had witnessed. Elena crouched beside her, pressing a hand gently against her shoulder. "You're safe now. We're getting you out of here." A high-pitched tone echoed through her earpiece. "Incoming transmission from UEDF Command." General Briggs's weathered face appeared on her wrist-mounted holographic display, his expression as severe as ever. "Captain Reyes, report back immediately. We have intelligence that requires your attention, and bring whatever survivors you find. We're moving into crisis mode." Elena cast one last look at the wreckage around her before nodding. "Copy that, sir. We're on our way." Meanwhile, in a hidden Zorathian outpost orbiting Jupiter, Commander Vrax and his second-in-command, Krell, stood before a holographic display showing intercepted human communications. The messages contained fragmented data logs from a secret facility, Project Genesis. Vrax studied the files carefully. This, this explains everything. They created the Maliens. They bred them in secrecy, and now their experiment has turned against them. Krell's eyes narrowed. Then the humans are responsible for this war. Do we strike first? Vrax clenched his fist. Not yet. We need more information. If the Maliens are a shared enemy, we may need the humans more than we'd like. Set a course for Earth. I need to speak with their leaders. Back on Earth, Elena and her squad returned to UEDF headquarters, a fortified military base in the Rocky Mountains. As she entered the war room, General Briggs was already engaged in a heated discussion with a civilian, Dr. Marcus Hale. Elena frowned. "Who is this?" Briggs exhaled. "One of the last surviving scientists from Project Genesis. He's the only one who might be able to tell us what we're dealing with." Marcus looked up, his eyes filled with exhaustion. "You don't understand. The Maliens were never meant to be just weapons. They were designed to replace us. The moment they realized their potential, they saw humans and Zorathians as obstacles, not allies. And now they're playing the long game." Elena's gut tightened. "What do you mean?" Marcus hesitated before answering. "They're not just attacking, they're infiltrating. They've already started replacing key figures in both human and Zorathian societies. They're watching us, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again." In the depths of space, aboard a concealed Malien command vessel, Alpha stood before his assembled forces. His form shimmered, shifting between humanoid and something far more terrifying. A second Malien, Nyx, stepped forward. "Alpha, we don't have to destroy them all. There is another way. Some of them, humans and Zorathians, can coexist with us. We can evolve together." Nyx clenched her fists but remained silent. She knew challenging Alpha outright would mean death, but she had seen enough to know that not all Maliens shared his thirst for domination. There was still hope if she could find a way to reach the humans and Zorathians before it was too late. As Vrax's ship descended into Earth's atmosphere, alarms blared across the UEDF base. Elena, Marcus, and General Briggs rushed to the control room. "Vrax?" Elena muttered, confused. Moments later, the Zorathian commander marched in. "We both have the same enemy. If we don't act now, there won't be a war. There will be extinction." Elena exchanged a glance with Marcus. The enemy of my enemy. Was this really their only option?